Spoiler alert. The following will contain spoilers for The Mandalorian. What's up, everybody? It's me, E-Man, from E-Man's Movie Reviews. I know I'm a little late, but I finally got a chance to watch the first episode of Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Look, just like many of you, I've been patiently waiting for this to finally come back. This is definitely the best thing on Disney Plus, hands down. So let's go over the episode and talk about what happened. And by the way, I'm not calling this the child. I'm calling it Baby Yoda. Yes, I know it's not actually Yoda. Maybe it's Yoda's kid. We don't know. But until they give this thing a more interesting name besides the child, I'm going to call it Baby Yoda. So deal with it. We see Mando and Baby Yoda walking through a dark and creepy town with glowing red-eyed creatures watching their every move. Mando's in town to meet Gor Koresh at a fighting arena to retrieve information about other Mandalorians. Mando's hoping that if he can find them, then they will be able to help him on his mission on reuniting Baby Yoda with his own species. Once Mando meets with Gor, the trap is set as Mando is now surrounded with weapons pointed at him. Mando gave Gor a warning, but naturally, bad guys in Star Wars are hard-headed. Baby Yoda didn't need the Force to know what's about to go down, and he quickly took cover. Mando made quick work of Koresh and his crew. Look, this is how you get the episode started. I love it. I think the coolest thing about The Mandalorian has always been the fact that Mando can always handle himself, especially when all the odds are against him. And of course, his weapon and his armor and everything are always cool. Matter of fact, I'm still waiting for Disney needs to make this a video game. I'm just saying, all the little upgrades, all the little weapons. I'm playing a Mandalorian video game if they ever drop one. But I will say that watching Mando fight is almost as entertaining as like watching a lightsaber fight in Star Wars. By the way, did you all know that Gor Koresh was actually John Leguizamo? Man, and that's another fun little thing with, The Mandalorian. They always sprinkle in all these little special guest appearances that you find out later, and it just kind of blows your mind. Anyway, it seems as though Baby Yoda is really just comic relief in this episode, and I'm actually very okay with that. But I do hope that, this is only in small doses. Like, I'm hoping that we still get some meaningful stuff with Baby Yoda moving forward. But anyway, let's get back to the episode. After Mando whoops some tail, Gor informs him that there's a Mandalorian on Tatooine. So back to Tatooine we go, as Mando returns to visit Peli Motto in her hangar bay. He asks Motto about Mos Pelgo, and she calls for her droid. We see the return of the R5 droid from Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, and it projects a hologram of a map that showed the location where the city should be. After the fall of the Empire in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, the city was destroyed by bandits. Mando hops on a speeder bike and starts his journey. He met some Tusken Raiders along the way and told some campfire stories. When he finally arrives in the city, he goes into a bar to ask some questions. Hold up! Is that my man Jeepers Creepers? So you mean to tell me 23 days and every 23rd spring, Jeepers Creepers has been working at a bar? That's his side gig? Oh man, Disney, this is one hell of a crossover. Talk about special guest appearances. Mando asks about the Mandalorian that's in town, and the bartender mentions the Marshal. That very same Marshal, named Cobb Vanth, walks into the bar and offers Mando a drink of blue Kool-Aid. I don't know about y'all, but I wanted a sip of that Kool-Aid. Did you? That was just me? Okay, maybe it was just me. That Kool-Aid looked refreshing. When Cobb takes off his helmet, Mando immediately realizes that he's not the real Mandalorian and demands for the armor to be returned. Cobb wasn't going for it, and the two begin to have a standoff. That is until an earthquake interrupts them, which was caused by a crate dragon. Cobb strikes a deal with Mando, agreeing that he'll give up the armor if Mando helps to kill the dragon. Cobb explains his backstory, stating that he's been a lifelong resident of Tatooine, and he survived an attack from the Minor Collective after the destruction of the second Death Star. He escaped with a box of crystals, which he traded to the Jawas who rescued him in exchange for the Mandalorian armor. He has since been using that armor to drive away the miners and protect Mos Pelgo. You know what's funny? The moment I heard Cobb Vanth give his backstory, I immediately knew he's not going to be like the cool renegade rival to contrast Mando. He's just going to end up becoming one of Mando's friends later on because, he's a pretty honorable and stand-up guy. I just thought this was so cliche, and it was just kind of like the whole power of friendship thing. Typical Disney. On their way to the dragon's cave, they run into Tusken raiders. Mando served as an interpreter and discovered that the raiders also wanted to kill the dragon. The raiders have been studying the dragon for a long time and they have a lot of knowledge about it. So an alliance is formed between the two groups thanks to Mando volunteering people from the village to help. While both the townsfolk and the raiders despise one another, Mando and Cobb get everybody to work together. The raiders and the townspeople formulate a plan to draw out the dragon and blow it up with underground explosives. Of course, that didn't go as planned. The dragon breaks free of the restraints, and the bomb was basically ineffective. The dragon starts to spit out acid and continues to attack. Mando uses himself as bait to provoke the dragon into swallowing him and the bantha that was loaded with explosives. While inside the dragon, Mando electrocutes it and causes the dragon to spit Mando out. Mando then detonates the explosives, which finally kills the dragon. Well, this was clearly like one of the best parts of the episode. I mean, and then, by the way, when that acid got spit out and it was just melting people, I was like, oh my goodness, that was just a lot. But one thing didn't kind of add up to me, and maybe somebody can clear this up. Mando was inside the belly of this dragon or whatever, and when he came out, he had like all this green stuff on him, which looked like the green acid. I totally understand Mando's armor can withstand that, but Mando isn't like covered in, armor like a knight in shining armor or whatever. Like, he's still got patches and stuff. Shouldn't that green stuff kind of penetrate, like the cloth part? Hey, if one of y'all got an explanation, you let me know. But this is Star Wars, so I guess maybe we just let this slide. But I gotta say, too, I felt like a kid again the moment Mando and Cobb, hit their jetpacks and they started flying and shooting. I just got really excited. I was like, yes, go, 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 I don't know. As a kid, I've always wanted a jetpack, but I'm also scared of heights, so there goes that. And I will admit, right before Mando was about to do his plan and he said, you take care of the child, for that split second, I was really thinking that Disney was going to be bold and give us a new Mandalorian. But then I was like, nah, y'all not crazy. But once again, one of the best things about Mando is his resourcefulness, and we got to see that on full display as he took down this dragon. The raiders butcher up the dragon and get ready for a barbecue as they discover a valuable pearl inside. Being a man of his word, Cobb Vanth returns the armor to the Mandalorian, and the two will now be the bestest of best friends forever. As Mando departs, we see the legendary Boba Fett watching from afar. Wow, okay, look, okay, so all that fan speculation was true. Boba Fett is actually alive. If you recall, in episode 6 of Return of the Jedi, he was believed to have died by being devoured by the Sarlacc. He clearly survived, and it's looking like he had quite a fight for survival with all those scars on his face. Well, this already, for me, sparks a lot more questions. What has Boba Fett been up to all this time? Is Boba Fett working with Moff Gideon? Has he been tracking Mando this entire time? And that armor that Cobb Vanth had? That looked like Boba Fett's old armor. Maybe Boba just wants his armor back. Also, it does seem as though that mysterious figure at the end of episode 5 of season 1 that showed up, right at the end, that could have also been Boba Fett. So where do you think they're going to go with Boba Fett's character now in the mix? Well, I gotta say, this was a great start for the season and definitely well worth the wait. I'm also glad that they gave us a full 50-minute episode and not just one of those cheap 30-minute ones. Although, I have to say, it did feel a little bit redundant with the story, with this whole Mando has to kill a monster or protect the village storyline. Now, I am totally cool with it for now because it's kind of true to how Western genres work, but I'm still hoping that they're going to mix it up a little bit more in future episodes. I mean, we are still in a big galaxy, and this is Star Wars. We can afford to open things up a little bit. Now, from the trailers for the entire season, we do know that the Jedi are eventually going to be in the mix. We got Rosario Dawson coming in to play Ahsoka, and maybe, just maybe, we might actually see a little bit more of Baby Yoda's people and his homeworld. Anyway, I can't wait until the next episode. What do you think about this episode? And what do you think is going to happen next? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. As always, I definitely appreciate it. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe, and be sure to hit that bell so you don't miss out the next time I drop a video. In the meantime, I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.